it's JEMVision. I'm here to talk about how I became the networking champion of my MBA. So in this video, I'll be going over the what, the why, the when, the how, and all the good details about how you can also become a networking champion in whatever field that you're in. So 1 year ago, I walked into my MBA program not knowing anybody, but fast forward to today, I was recently recognized as a networking champion. But the most interesting part is I'm not the loudest person in the room. I'm not naturally outgoing, and I don't have a list of powerful contacts and super well networked before. So you're probably wondering, how did I build one of the strongest professional networks in this program? When people hear the word networking, they often imagine awkward conversations, collecting business cards, or trying to impress people. And honestly, that's what I thought too. But during my MBA journey, I realized that networking isn't all about collecting contacts. It's really about building genuine relationships, and those relationships open doors that I've never expected. They led to mentorship opportunities, friendships, career conversations, leadership opportunities, and ultimately being recognized as a networking champion. Today, that's what I want to share about that journey. When I started my MBA, everyone seemed confident. People seemed to already know each other or bond very quickly. Some had years of professional experience, others were just straight entrepreneurs. Some were engineers already. They're all over. So meanwhile, I just try to figure out where I fit in. Then I quickly realized something. These students who were getting the most opportunities weren't necessarily the smartest. They weren't the most connected, so I had to make a decision. This was in the first month of my school. I realized instead of waiting for opportunities to come to me, I would intentionally build relationships. And that's where everything started. So what I did differently is my first strategy was to show up. You have to show up. So I showed up. I went to networking events. I went to barbecues. I went to welcome events, guest speaker sessions, industry conferences, MBA mixers, career fairs. While many students were kind of picking and choosing what to do, I hit the ground running. And right away, I was like, I have to attend. I just made it a habit. I made it a must. Because opportunities rarely happen when you're absent. And that's really something that I do believe. And then my second strategy was focusing on relationships, not transactions. And one of the biggest mistakes that people make when coming to networking is, what can I get from this person? Instead, genuinely, I was like, how can I learn from this person? Or how can I help them? How can I provide value in a short amount of time? And that small shift was actually how things changed. And people can immediately, right off the bat, people can immediately sense when you're genuinely interested in them. And that genuine curiosity creates stronger connections than an elevator pitch. And then strategy 3, it's a follow-up. This is where most people fail. Most people can have a great first impression. You can only make a first impression once. But if you don't follow up, you'll be forgotten. And you'll probably never talk again to that person. It's a habit to follow up. A quick LinkedIn message, thank you note, sharing an article here and there, sometimes just checking in. I just had to make it super organic and take it from there. So the networking didn't end after the event. That's basically when the relationship started, and you just got to go to work from there. So LinkedIn was also a big part, and that's the main way of what I do. I have to add people on LinkedIn, and you just see their progress and things like that. But over time, something interesting happened. People started recognizing me, not because I was trying to become popular, but because I was consistent with relationships. I was invited to conversations. I was introduced to professors. I connected with alumni. I was given opportunities to be front and center in certain positions that wouldn't happen if I stayed in the background. So I just wanted to have opportunities to contribute. And most importantly, I built friendships that extended beyond the classroom. All of this adds together. So eventually, all those efforts led to me being recognized as a networking champion of my MBA program. And while that was exciting, the relationships were really the real reward. The biggest lessons that I learned is lesson number 1, networking is a long game. The biggest opportunities actually come months after the initial conversation, sometimes years. So I'm just playing the long game. That's why networking is never about immediate results. It's about planting seeds and watching those seeds grow into beautiful plants. And that's what I think about every relationship. Lesson 2, everyone has something to teach you. One of the most valuable lessons I learned is that networking isn't just about connecting upward. Every classmate, every professor, every entrepreneur, every professional has a unique perspective, and some of the best insights come from conversations I almost didn't have. Well, the third lesson is that your reputation matters. In networking, your reputation travels faster than your resume. You have to be reliable, be authentic, and be someone people enjoy. Skills get attention, like character really builds trust. And that's something what I've realized. So my final message is if you're currently in an MBA program, university, or early in your career, here's my advice. Don't wait until you need a network. Build one now. Attend that local event. Start the conversation. Send the follow-up message. Stay curious. These are things that are so important. But most importantly, networking is all about focusing on people, not opportunities, because opportunities naturally come through people. If you found this story valuable, hit the like button and subscribe. This is just the beginning. I'm documenting my MBA journey, career growth, networking experiences, and lessons along the way. And if there's one networking lesson that changed your life, please leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.